What's going on, everyone? Today we have 4 2019 brand new Toyota RAV4s. I'm going to give you a trim level comparison. Starting over here, we have the LE, the XLE, the Adventure model, and then the limited trim. The only one that's missing that would go right here is the XLE Premium, but we're going to go through all the features coming right up. Before I get this thing started, I want to give a big thank you and shout out to my brand new partner, Sport City Toyota in Dallas. If you are ever in the DFW area in need of a Toyota, please be sure to check them out. I'll put all their information down below in the description. They were nice enough to provide all of these RAV4s today. No matter what trim level you get, some RAV4s will still have standard features no matter what. Starting with multi-LED headlights and automatic high beams, LED daytime running lights, ventilated front and ventilated rear disc brakes. The platform is 57% more rigid with the TNGA architecture. That is new for this Toyota RAV4 that we saw on the Camry. We have shorter front and rear overhangs, and this fits about 12 inches below the Highlander and 10 inches longer than the CHR. Ground clearance on the LE and XLE will be 8.4 inches and then 8.6 inches on the premium model and up. LED tail and stop lights are also standard with dual chrome exhaust tips. When it comes to headlights, here shown in silver is the LE. It does have the LED headlights, but you have to manually turn them on, whereas when you go to the XLE and up, you get automatic off and on headlights, plus the XLE and up will give you fog lights down below. As you can see, the LE does not have fog lights. Those fog lights, however, are halogen. Another thing with the XLE headlights and up are these chrome bezels that you get on them, wrapping around the headlight right there. The grills are another spot of difference. On the LE trim and the XLE trim and the XLE Premium, you'll get this black hexagon front grille. Then once you get to the Adventure trim is when you get this split bar upper grille. And then once you move over to the limited model, you get a dark gray metallic colored hexagon grille. In some lighting, it almost looks a little bit chrome. And then on the Adventure and the limited model, you also get active grille shutters on top of that. The LE through the XLE Premium trim will give you colored bumpers with black trim, over fenders, and rear bumper. The Adventure trim is going to give you a colored bumper with a beefier silver valance underneath, larger black over fenders, and rear bumper with silver insert. And then the limited trim is going to give you a colored bumper, silver valance that's a little bit smaller, metallic gray insert on the rear bumper. The wheels are also going to change on each model. The LE actually gets 17-inch steel wheels with 6-spoke hubcaps, and they're silver. The XLE is going to get 17-inch silver alloy wheels, and both of those will be 225/65 tires. The Adventure model bumps it up to 19-inch wheels with matte black accents. Then the Premium and Limited model get 19-inch chrome finish wheels, and each of those will be 235/55 series tires. Even the mirrors on the models are different. Right here in front of me, the LE gets these black mirrors. There's no turn signals or blind spot monitors in them. When we move over to the XLE and up, every model up from here is going to have body colored mirrors with a turn signal indicator in them and blind spot monitoring in them as well, and they're also heated. Then once you move up to the limited trim, you can even get puddle lights down by your feet. If you don't like the black mirror on the LE trim, you can optional up and get body colored mirrors just like the XLE and up. For the door handles, they're all very similar. On this Adventure model here, we have body color just like every other trim except the limited, as well as the smart key system right there. Only the LE does not get the smart key system. Over on the limited trim, we've got this chrome accent on there as well. That is the only difference. And then with the smart key system, you can get that up to all doors on the limited trim, even the liftgate. Right here on the right, we've got the roof rails that are black and low profile. And then when we go over to the Adventure model over here, we've got higher profile, beefier, bulkier roof rails, so you can fit more stuff, have more clearance to put things up there. The LE and the XLE will come standard with a manual liftgate. The XLE has an option to get a power liftgate. The Premium model and up give you standard this power liftgate. And then on the limited trim, that's the only trim, you can option up for the foot activated liftgate, but we don't have it right here. Let's take a look. Now once you get into the cargo area, we've got our button to push it down, and this is height adjustable, as well as 2 handles on each side. If you have the power liftgate, it's height adjustable. And this cargo floor is actually 2.5 inches longer than it was from last time. So even though there's a little bit less space, 37.5 and 69.8 with all of the seats down, it should be a more functional cargo area. The XLE and up comes standard with this cargo cover, and it's optional on the LE. You can also remove it, but all you have to do is, and I'm not very good with one hand, you just latch it in there. Then you've got a cargo cover, and then you just pull it out and it goes right back. As we take a look around, you can see there's a little tie down there, a tie down there, and same spot on the other side. And then the Adventure and the Limited model give you these little cargo nets. Otherwise, there's just a tray right there. All models give you a 12-volt power outlet. The Adventure gives you a 120-volt house outlet plug-in, which is nice. Then we have a cargo light right over here. And one cool feature, as you can see, we have a little handle right here. One thing is that we actually get a spare tire, which is great. Sometimes manufacturers are getting rid of those, but you can pull this out, drop it down, and then you have an even lower load floor and kind of a rim to prevent things from sliding or moving around. Let's go ahead and fold those seats down because there's no handles back here. To fold the seat, all you have to do is pull this handle, drop it down, and then it's nice and flat. Once you have that cargo floor up, you have a pretty flat loading floor coming across right here. Smart keys have become a big thing. On the LE model, we get just a regular flip out key with a keyed start. No push button start on the LE trim, and it's just your regular door handle, no smart sensor. Then once you get to the XLE, all the way up to the Limited, you get their smart key system. Just like what we've seen in other Toyotas, it's pretty lightweight and pretty slim. And the way that this works, as long as you have the key with you, there's a sensor behind it to where you can open the door. And then to lock it, there's a couple lines on it. You touch it, and then it will beep, and it's locked. For the XLE up to the Adventure model, only the two front doors have the smart access sensors. You can get optional on the Limited to where all doors, including the lift gate, will give you a touch sensor. Toyota has gone all in on their driver's assist features, and standard for every single model that you see right here is the Toyota Safety Sense 2.0. And things that will be included with that are the pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, full speed range, dynamic radar cruise control, lane departure alert with steering assist, automatic high beams, and then new for this year is lane tracing assist and road sign assist. Standard on the XLE and optional on the LE trim is blind spot monitoring with rear cross traffic alert. Standard on the Limited, optional on the XLE, is intelligent clearance sonar. And then the LE gives us just regular intermittent wipers, but the XLE and up will give you variable intermittent wipers, and you can option up for rain sensing wipers. The front seats are going to vary quite a bit across all different trim levels. The LE and the XLE are going to get fabric seats that are manual adjustable but height adjustable, no lumbar support. The XLE is going to give you a different unique pattern on the inside. On the XLE, you can option up to 8-way power seats that are still fabric, but they include lumbar support. On the XLE Premium model, you'll get Softex seats that are 8-way power with lumbar support, and heating is optional. The Adventure model gives you Softex 8-way power seats with lumbar support, but they give you orange accents and stitching, and heating and ventilation is optional for those. Then on the Limited trim that I'm in right here, we've got standard Softex 8-way power seats with lumbar support, 2-position memory settings, and then they're heated no matter what, but you can option up to get them ventilated as well. And then when I'm sitting up tall at about 5'9", I seem to have enough space in here. With my headroom in the seat not all the way down, not all the way up, I've got enough headroom right here so I could still spare some more. If I move it all the way down, I can put a fist above my head, and we have the moonroof in here, which can cut into a little bit of the space. The steering wheel on all of them is tilt and telescoping, and it looks like we've got a pretty good range of motion here as well. One thing to note is that the passenger seat is a four-way adjustment no matter what, with no lumbar support. Once you hop inside the RAV4, the materials are going to vary across all the trims. On the LE and the XLE, you'll get a soft touch dash, armrest, stitched dash accents, and then on the Premium, you'll get a center console accent with anti-slip interior door handle grip right behind the handles. And then on the Adventure and the Limited trim, you'll get the same soft touch materials, but it adds door stitching as well. The LE will have black door handles and then silver on the rest. The instrument panel is going to vary. On the LE through the Premium model, you'll get these analog gauges on the side and then the 4.2-inch screen in the middle. And it's kind of a basic trip computer. It's similar to what you've seen in some other Toyota models. You do have a digital speedometer that you can see in there as well. And you can still scroll through some of your safety settings, more trip computer stuff, any things that you want to change for your settings, your lane tracing assist, things like that. And then messages such as warnings and things like that if you need service. The LE, XLE, and Adventure model will come standard with this polyurethane steering wheel. It is not leather wrapped, but you can get leather optional on the Adventure trim. All the steering wheel controls are going to be the same, with controls for our display up there, radio controls, voice controls, cruise control settings, lane departure right there, your mode for your stereo seeking, all of that stuff. Very easy to use. No more cruise control stock down here. What you see right here is the 7-inch screen that is standard on the LE, XLE, and Premium model. It will come with a 7-inch screen like this with Apple CarPlay, but no Android Auto, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and 6 speakers. And it's pretty easy to use. You've got physical buttons on here. That right here is your home screen. You can customize what you see. Your menu, you can go through different options in there. The projection is for your Apple CarPlay. You can go straight to your audio. You can go to your map for Scout Link GPS. And phone, easy functions, easy to use. You've got an actual power or volume knob and tuning knob over there. Right now I'm in the LE trim. I'm going to give you a quick look at what the base model looks like. All of them will have this bottle holder, and my big bottle fits in there pretty well. All windows are actually automatic up-down. You still have a soft armrest, and this part up here is hard touch plastic, but it is softer in the other trims. One thing that you'll miss on the soft trim, or the lowest trims, are these plastic door handles. You'll get soft touch materials on the higher trims, but that doesn't matter to you, then it doesn't matter. There is a little ledge over here with a little plastic insert. You can stick a couple items in there if you need to. And then very similar layout to the other trims, just a smaller screen, regular climate control, a plastic insert for that dash bin right there. This does not have dual zone, it's just single zone. And then another plastic tray right here, USB port, 12-volt power outlet. We don't have all-wheel drive in here. I'll show you the all-wheel drive controls in a sec, but you get drive mode standard on every trim, parking brake, brake hold button, and then the same shifter with the S mode to shift into for manual shifting. My big bottle does fit in here as well, which is nice. And then still a soft armrest. Let's open this up. It does not slide forward, but it is somewhat spacious for this class. One thing that you're missing on the LE trim is that there's not a slide out piece like the other trims, and the entire visor does not slide as well, but you still get a sunglass holder. No moonroof in this trim though. As far as visibility goes, let's turn around and take a look. So for SUVs, crossovers are usually not very good. That back window can help a little bit, that pillar window. The rear windows seem to be a little bit larger actually, and then typical smaller size for the back window. The Adventure and the Limited trim will give you this 7-inch digital display in the middle with different looking gauges on the side. You still have your basic trip computer, and there's several different pages that you can scroll through here that I'll show you. So there's your driver assist features and a compass. You can see your music on here as well. And then you have just the single trip computer option right there. Same settings that you saw on the others to turn some of your stuff off, like your blind spot, pre-collision system, things like that. And then same warning messages over here. And then as you can see, you have a digital kind of digital but actual speedometer right there, and then you've got just regular analog gauges on the side. Now we're looking at the 8-inch screen in the Limited trim. This 8-inch screen is optional on the XLE as well, and this is going to add Sirius XM for the XLE. On the Premium, you're going to add the JBL 11 speaker 800 watt sound system. On the Adventure, you'll get the optional dynamic navigation with JBL. And then this Limited trim, nav is standard and the JBL is optional. And it's the same kind of setup, just a bigger screen. You still have physical buttons for your home screen here. You can go to your menu and choose right there. Projection again for Apple CarPlay, but you have a real map this time instead of the Scout Link GPS. So you have more options on here. It's a bigger screen, it looks nice. And then you've got nice touches on these dials as well for a real physical volume knob and tuning knob. Now I'm going to give you a quick look at the Adventure model. We've got the orange stitching up on the door and the softer materials up here, same soft armrest and bottle holder setup. But now there's a soft material behind the door handle, so it's kind of a nice touch. You've got a soft rubbery orange insert right there, and if you have a power lift gate, you'll have this button down here. The Adventure still does not come standard with a leather steering wheel. We have the polyurethane, but you can option up for a leather steering wheel. As you can see, there's the larger display in there, as well as the larger display over here. More orange accents and rubber inserts in there, the stitching across the dash, accents down there. No heated seat standard in here as well, but you can get those, of course. USB port, wireless charging is in there. More orange accents here. And then here's our multi-terrain select dial. So you can push it for normal. You can move it over to mud and sand, rock and dirt as well. And then you have a snow button, downhill assist control as well. So the vehicle will maintain a speed for you going downhill. And then the same drive modes, same things we saw in the LE. We've got leather on our shifter right here. A little bit nicer soft text material here on, and as well as the stitching. And then we've got 2 fast charging USB ports in here as well. And then one of the coolest features now with Toyota is this digital mirror, which can really come in handy because you can't see behind you all that well sometimes in vehicles like this. So the LE through the Adventure comes standard with the normal mirror, but we optioned up for this Adventure here. The Premium can also option up for this rear camera mirror, and then the Limited, it comes standard, plus we have garage controls. So to get out of here, you can just do that and go to a normal mirror and look at yourself. Or you can do this. And then there's buttons over here to zoom in and move the angle of it. So very convenient, very nice mirror, especially if you have a lot of stuff in the back. Now I'm in the Limited trim and I want to give you a quick look. We've got this nice lighter material for this trim in here. You can see different than the LE, we have these actual metal door handles instead of the plastic black ones. Same bottle holder setup, but we have our memory settings for our seats on the doors right there. It's a pretty nice solid door slam. You've got dark brown interior trim right there that is soft touch, so that's something different than the LE and the Adventure. The dark brown is only on the Limited trim. Then we've got this leather wrapped steering wheel. The leather wrapped steering wheel is standard. It's optional to be heated, and we have that setting right down there as well. So heated steering wheel is optional here on the Limited trim and on the Adventure trim and on the Premium trim. And like I mentioned earlier, rain sensing windshield wipers right there, just move it to auto, and rain sensing wipers are actually really nice and I think underrated. Then as we move across the dash, same layout except over here now is the dark brown shelf. So you've got different linings on each trim level. You've got dual zone automatic climate control, standard on every trim except the lowest LE trim. Nice rubber materials around those as well, but you still have physical buttons here to make operating this fairly easy. And then we've got our optional ventilated seats here. We've got 3-tier ventilated and then heated seats and traction control button right there. Everything's easy to use. More soft dark brown lining, USB and auxiliary port, 12-volt power outlet as well. Same leather shifter. No all-wheel drive, so we don't have the multi-terrain select. This is plasticky in here, but otherwise you've got a nice soft material up there. Same bottle holder setup, but the dark brown trim. Similar armrest to the Adventure model. It is soft and it's actually pretty long and it goes up pretty far. Move it out of the way. You have a removable tray and then 2 fast charging USB ports. And then you still get the digital mirror right here, like I showed you in the Adventure model. That's standard on here. Sliding visors on everything but the LE, or sliding pieces. Sunglass holder on every trim as well. As far as the moonroof goes, the LE has no moonroof. XLE, Premium, and Limited come standard with this regular moonroof. Adventure model's optional for a moonroof, and then the Limited will give you a panoramic roof optional. Another thing to note, USBs, there's 1 USB in the LE trim, 5 in the other trims, and then the Limited trim gives you blue ambient lighting in multiple areas on top of that. Hopping into the back seats of the 2019 RAV4, they're still a pretty comfortable place to be. So I'm sitting in the Limited. I'll talk about the other trims, but sitting up tall at 5'9", I've got really good headroom back here, in fact. And then this seat is about where I would sit, and I'm still really comfortable. I've got plenty of space for my knees, good space for my feet. On the LE model, you're not gonna have AC vents. You've gotta go to the XLE trim and up. And that same goes with USB ports. You'll get 2 fast charging USB ports on the XLE trim and up. Otherwise, you'll get a 12-volt power outlet on the LE trim. All of these come standard with a center folding armrest with cup holders. And then on the top trims, you even get nice soft materials on the door over here as well. Let's go ahead and check it out. So now I've hopped inside the limited RAV4 and we've got nice soft materials up here. You won't get those on the XLE or the LE, but you'll still get a soft armrest, plasticky behind this door handle here, and then our trim has the optional, only for the limited, heated seats right there. So that's pretty awesome. The vehicle's not on, so they didn't turn on. And then a cup holder down there. And then like I said, at 5'9", sitting behind myself, really good knee space, good foot space. These seats do not scoot back, but they do recline if you do it just like the folding seat option. So you can recline in here, which is awesome. You've got a grab handle and a hook right up there. Got regular lighting, and then there is a hump in the middle. It's not huge. 2 fast charging USBs, AC vents on the XLE and up for both of those. Now let me try to scoot over. I have this seat all the way back, and it's reclined quite a bit. And I can sit here and my knees are gonna rub the back of that seat. And by the way, a seat pocket is standard on every trim for the passenger seat. So having that all the way back, 5'9", and reclined quite a bit, my knees touch, but I mean, that's still pretty good for legroom. The one common denominator for the 2019 Toyota RAV4 is the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine that has their D4S technology, which is direct and port injected, which is something I really appreciate. That 2.5 liter is going to give us 203 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque. I'll talk about the hybrid in another video and a full review on that. All of them come with an 8-speed automatic. There's 2 types of all-wheel drive, traditional, and then the dynamic torque vectoring with the rear driveline disconnect. That's for the limited and the adventure model, which directs up to 50% of torque to the rear wheels, distributes it to the left or the right wheel as well. Miles per gallon is going to vary. Front wheel drive is going to be standard at 26 city, 35 highway, 30 combined. The all-wheel drive for the LE will be 27, 34, and 30 combined. And then the XLE all-wheel drive and up will be 25 in the city, 33 on the highway, and 28 combined. Towing is $1,500 for all of them except the Adventure that can tow up to 3,500 pounds. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Let me know what you think of the RAV4 below and which trim level would you get. I'm sorry I don't have the XLE Premium, but I hope you found out everything you need to know about the LE, XLE, XLE Premium, Adventure model, and the limited trim. I can't wait to show you a full review and test drive, and I'm going to try to get my hands on the hybrid as soon as possible. Go ahead down below, show me your support, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you like this video. Thank y'all so much, and big thank you to Sport City Toyota. We'll catch you guys next time.